There's something really interesting about the food we eat in its natural state and its processed state. We can eat pretty much one baked potato. You can't eat a lot of them at one time, but you could take 10 baked potatoes, you could chop them up, you can salt them, you can fry them, and then you could eat multiple bags of potato chips. This is very intentional, and they know very, very well what they're doing. When you eat food in its most natural state, you're not gonna sit and eat a bushel of apples. There's something innate about the natural food that keeps you from overeating it. There's a big difference between eating food in its natural state, whether you happen to be a carnivore, whether you happen to be a vegan. That's step one. If you can just eat it in its most natural raw state, that's a big change in your diet. Because the processing of the food has done a lot of damage to us long term. We used to just eat grains at one point, and then we had this thing created called the steel mill. And the steel mill allowed us to start processing these grains. So these grains were processed through the steel mill, and that shot the glycemic index of those foods like way through the roof. So in a highly, highly processed state, they become very denatured, very unnatural, and then you're just eating a lot of carbohydrate that's not really good for you. And then you often see fortified. It's like, oh, we're gonna fortify it. And all that means is they take all the stuff that they extracted through processing, the vitamin E, all the minerals, and then they sprinkle a little bit back into, for you. And then they proudly display it as, hey, we fortified it. Fortified with vitamin E, fortified. All that was in there originally. They just stripped it out in the processing and then put it back.